Oh, really? With them?
I'm gonna call this meeting order. It is now 4:30 on Monday, March 11th. So, I don't believe there are any public comments I'm aware of. So we'll proceed to the roll call.
All right, Chairperson Ramos,
Here.
Vice Chairperson McElroy, Member Bernie Bissett,
Here.
Member Covington,
Here.
Member Mills.
Here. Okay, so we have a quorum. Oh, thank you. So if we need to continue with this agenda, we will now review the minutes from February 12th. Let's just take a couple minutes to do that. They are attached in the packet, I believe. Beautiful minutes, by the way, Councilmember Richardson.
Sorry, what purpose you said?
I said beautiful minutes.
Oh.
Well done. Okay, so, do I have a motion to approve the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Perfect. So, are there any edits? No? Okay, so then we will, vote to approve the motion with no edits.
Okay, so voting on the motion to approve the regular tree board meeting minutes from February 12th, 2024. Chairperson Ramos,
Yes.
Board Member Terry Bernie Bissett,
Yes.
Board Member Nancy Covington.
Yeah.
Board Member Cheryl Mills.
Yes. So the motion has been approved, the minutes have been approved. Alright, so, the next item on our agenda. I can find it. Is, to take possible action and schedule a date to plant a desert willow tree at the triangle. Did you speak with Jacob about this?
Yeah. He mentioned it, you know, because he's coming to plant a tree that I bought, and I showed him the willow. And, that it was good, and, that the triangle
you.
part, would be, he thought, the best place for it.
Great. And did he say when?
I don't know, I don't remember what he said.
Yeah, it's hard to schedule a date when he's not here.
But he's coming Wednesday to plant my tree. So I can maybe discuss, if I write myself a note in big letters.
Okay,
and
so,
have it tattooed on my forehead.
so, Vice Chair Member, Council, Vice Chair Member Jacob McElroy had agreed to plant this tree as a generous donation to the tree board and to the city. But we can't plant without his setting the date. So I guess the best we can do without his, I'll table it and see if he arrives in just a little while.
Do we just wanna plant it, not at an Arbor Day then, or are we gonna have an event? Do we know where?
I think he did mention, or at least it was a discussion as far as getting it planted before Arbor Day, so it was there for Arbor Day.
Okay,
And the tree was dedicated last fall.
We have to have it there.
but where in the park, on the like?
Well, we discussed two different sides
Okay, right,
of the park. One right next to the gazebo and the one was closer to the street at McCollum.
right,
And the selection of the
Brook House.
site at the one closest to Wood Creek was not a good site because the tree would grow into the street
Okay.
and create a traffic visual problem.
so the Brook Hollis side of the gazebo.
Yes.
And is there enough sun there?
Excuse me?
Is there enough sun there?
Yes,
And the question is still water. So I'm gonna,
there is a water problem, I mean, there is water access to it.
yeah, but we're not allowed to use outdoor water. Got another reminder today from Austin, Texas.
Oh, right.
So everybody, if you could please save your bath water for a planting
You bathe.
occasionally before board meetings
And how will you get it to the triangle?
in a jug.
I feel like my shower water with it.
I know. it's a hardship.
I have a garden.
I can skip a
I
shower.
mean, I'd
one
have to
day.
do it on the water. But it wouldn't, getting that shit water. I'll see what I can do about saving water.
I'll do it.
How often will it need to be watered for the first couple of weeks?
I would
Every-
think about every 3 to 4 days until it's established.
Mm-hmm.
And then we can reduce to about 1 week. I think Jacob is walking up now. And then it could be reduced and eventually maybe once a month.
Okay, because we often take walks down the triangle, so maybe we could come up with some kind of watering schedule between us, between the board to
If you know you're gonna be down there, just
take the water, let everyone, yeah, yeah.
Hey there. How's everybody?
Good better.
I'm sorry I'm late.
We're discussing you.
Oh,
It was a perfect
have
time.
to go several different.
Yeah. And we're not gonna go anyway, but right now with you. Actually, we were discussing scheduling the date. Scheduling the date to plant the desert willow at, Triangle. And I would suggest a date sooner than later.
Okay.
Great, glad you agree. Can you suggest a date, make a date so that we can do that?
Yeah,
Or confirm that it will be done before Arbor Day.
I can confirm that. So something else is exact location. I think where what do you call it?
Gazebo.
Right there next to the gazebo, where we stood for the last Arbor Day event.
So I was told that that was not a good location because the tree would grow out into the street and block the view, the visual.
If we could get closer to the gazebo and, I don't know, I mean, maybe the other side of the gazebo?
Well, the Brook Hollis side, would it grow in the Brook Hollis?
Oh my god, that's really good.
I just also know that the Parks Department had decided to do landscaping around the gazebo. And if we plant a tree, it moves closer to the tree.
Well, there's a space between the gazebo and the end of the triangle that's, you know, I think it's open enough that you probably picture it. Squeeze it in.
So,
Because it'll get sun there, that's the plus.
I'm directionally challenged.
Well, there's Metro 12 and then Brook Pelicans in on that other side of the gazebo, this way and this way, the far side. And
Right,
so
we have
that's
the
the
entrance
west
for
side.
Arbor Day? Like on the,
Yes.
Yes, that's.
To block that
all.
off, to block that part off, yes.
Okay, so, we just need a date,
Good point.
Okay,
so we can help you and bring our bath water.
yeah, it's gonna have to be watered in. I mean, we're still kind of in those
Yeah,
drought restrictions and,
Aqua doesn't want to teach me now.
yeah. So Monday, the 18th, a week from today,
We're having surgery.
What?
I look healthy, don't I?
you do. Well, we can remember that day that you had surgery, the 18th.
do you wanna be there for it? Like,
Yeah.
I don't,
Is there-
I don't have to
What,
be.
you're gonna be recovering, I mean, what if we did it the the Sunday before, right
The
before,
17th,
the 17th?
I could do it the 17th.
I think that's St. Patrick's Day,
It
so we can have a green beverage.
That's
Patty Day.
great.
Okay, so we have that
What time?
nailed down, let's do 8 AM.
On
We'll get started early.
3/17. I don't think we need to make a motion for this, do we?
I don't think,
I'll try to remember anything.
possibly just,
Yeah, yeah.
so it's in the.
hold on, I have to have my glasses on, so.
So would anybody like to make a motion to plant the desert willow on March 17th at 8 AM?
I'll make a motion, we plant the desert willow on March 17th at 8 AM at the Triangle Park.
Is there a second?
I've got it.
Do you get that?
I did.
Right, so now we can call a vote.
Vice Chairperson Jacob McElroy,
Aye.
Board Member Terry Bertie Griffin,
Yeah.
Board Member Nancy Cottington.
Yeah.
Board Member Cheryl Mills.
Yes.
Chairperson Iris Ringwell.
Aye.
Why did that
Get on my side.
to share with Jacob?
Okay,
Oh, so they was up in his computer?
Oh. Yeah, I cannot connect well.
all right, so I'm moving on to item number 3 on the agenda. To discuss and take possible action for Arbor Day celebration scheduled for April 27th, 2024. I thought it would be helpful to clarify what we have already decided on and just start setting some committees because our next meeting is scheduled for April 8th. And so we need to get a lot done in this next month. So I'm gonna turn it over to Cheryl Mills, who has agreed to be our program coordinator. Is that the right title?
I'm sure. So, yeah, so I did chat with Jacob, the other day, and it sounds like Carl is confirmed for the 27th. Not sure who that's confirmed, right? Who, are you in contact with him?
Yes, so he'll be here,
Do you have a time?
so it's the 27th.
Mhm.
He needs to know what time, and I think, is that up for discussion? Or do
I
we
don't
have
think
that
we've
decided?
I don't think we narrowed down time, just based on not knowing when Carl would be available, but.
He'll be available all day, so once we nail down a time, and I think a 4-hour window is enough, right? I'm also in contact with tree folks. They're waiting on approval. Obviously it's a busy time for them. So I think they're gonna try to make an appearance as well.
With trees?
Without trees, I have trees. I got, 25 Natal trees, tree saplings, and then I'm working on getting 25 other variety from other people.
Wonderful.
So,
So are you planting them now? With your backhoe?
no, I'm doing like one planting this year. And that's it.
Okay, so,
So the 25 Natal trees, and then, if I can find another species, those are gonna be giveaways, like we did last year.
I'm just wondering if they're gonna be in a pot and ready to be given away.
So unfortunately, I think we're gonna have to do plugs this year, but a good, way to make sure they don't fall apart is wrap them in newspaper.
Um, so if you were to find a volunteer to plant them in pots? And I guess I'm just thinking that tree plugs often get overlooked or thrown away.
Mhm.
Even if they're wrapped in newspaper. They're ignored and they don't last. I know from experience.
Yeah, so we can definitely discuss that option. One of the expenses there is gonna be the pots itself, themselves, so.
Put them in the trash, I think.
I'm sure maybe if we start to look around, some landscape supply stores may have some used ones that they may get rid of cheaply
I
or.
would say, I'll see if King people do.
Absolutely.
I wonder if we could we did the Kids Craft in November where they did like the tree art. What if we made it like a station where we had the tree, where they can plant them there? Like we have it like little setup, it's almost like a Kids Craft that they can come to the table and we have all the pots and soil and little buckets and then you just plant them there. It gives them something hands-on and it makes them a little more invested in it since they planted it. We could even do it like a 2-step where they can decorate the pot and then pot it.
So you would need, I think, I like the idea. What if there was a master gardener, like maybe Nancy, who could be there to show the children how to plant?
I'm not traditional.
It doesn't matter.
That's fine, I would do that for the kids, for the children.
Okay,
For the children.
thank you. That would be, because it's gonna be needed. It's gonna have, and you could get Jenny to help you maybe.
Well, I think she'll probably, because Master Gardeners is also having a Arbor Day event.
Our master gardeners are,
Mm-hmm.
where,
And Jacob's well,
on that day?
I think so.
Holy Moses.
I tried to find it, I couldn't find it in my stuff today, but, I did read it on something that I got from them. So anyway, what size pots are we talking about?
Just 1 to 5. I mean, it doesn't take a whole lot of soil.
What's 1 to 5 mean?
1 to 5 gallons. So 1 gallon to 5 gallons. I know that may be even kind of big for the
Yeah.
plugs.
Yeah, it
If
is.
we can locate smaller ones, I feel 4-inch would be too small, which I had access to.
16.
A 6-inch would be good. So if we can find some 6-inch pots, I think that'd be.
Oh.
Is that 1 quart? Cause I just bought a bunch of pots at Amazon and I think I wanna say I got 100. And it cost me something like $10. Wow.
They're cheap online, cheaper.
And we will have a budget.
We were not way under budget, but we were pretty under budget from the November event, even if we couldn't get King Seed or Craig's or even Wimberley Gardens to donate pots.
Or
We have a budget to,
So did I usurp the agenda, your talk about what we needed. We were back on time, with Carl Flocky, and so the time for the program would be like 9 to 1.
So I was Iris, you came to the seed stump we did at the triangle, right? What are our thoughts if we did it more of like a morning? I know it was early in the day last time, but even, like, we had a lot of trees left over last year. How many did you take home?
I took about 7.
That was mine, just started losing.
Mine is struggling to be alive.
Well,
I think
yeah,
the deer
right now,
is
But, like if we, since I know we just did this event 6 months ago, if it was a smaller scale, like we did more of like coffee and pastries and had Carl set up in the gazebo doing his presentation at a set time, like, let's say 10 to 1 or, I took notes and I walked out without.
10 is better than 9.
Sorry,
I said 10 is better than 9.
10 to 9, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe like 10 to 1. Get people out and come out, have, you know, I think we did like donut holes and coffee. Councilwoman brought hot cocoa for the kids. This is at the triangle, yeah.
So,
Maybe like a 10, we can propose 10 to 1 and have Carl go on at 11.
earlier I suggested that maybe we could break down into committees and kind of break this apart so that committee members, no more than 2 at a time, can get together and flush this out. Flush it out. Like a skeleton. So, because you're describing food committee, and then there's the giveaway tree committee in planting. And it sounds like the master gardeners would, not be available. And I don't know about master naturalists.
Who has a contact for them or?
I guess I do.
You do?
Mhm. And then there's the Native Plant Society. We're talking about tables. So earlier, it's hard to stay on one topic with this particular umbrella.
Yeah, I think,
So I can talk to the Native Plant Society, Laura Leggett, and I can speak with Ruth Ann Gilbert, who's with Parks, and Chris Middleton. Well, actually, I've already spoken with Ruth Ann a little bit, and I can speak with, Becky Denton and, Chris Middleton about master naturalists. But I did not realize that the master gardeners were also going to be having an Arbor Day, and so I don't know what kind of conflict there might be with other groups that time of year.
I'll email Connie and, she seems to be, have her fingers on everything. And ask her what they're planning.
Okay, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, where did you do it?
No, I like the idea of you doing
Okay,
it, because I like it when you volunteer, Nancy.
yeah, well, I'm not volunteering, I'm just doing it because you told me you will be doing it. No, I don't mind doing the planting, but I'm not gonna be responsible for getting the pots or the soil.
Okay,
Oh,
so
just because-
decide as a committee with
Yeah.
Jacob what you need.
Yeah,
And then-
I just can't handle.
Are we a team?
I don't know, nobody said anything to me about it.
I'll be your teammate.
Okay.
What's
We're in a committee.
Okay,
Okay, so your pots and soil, right?
Pots, soils, trees, I'll have a table for that too.
Okay, and then we'll need a table for,
so can we meet as a committee outside of this meeting?
I don't know,
I think you can, please.
yeah.
And we need, I think gallons are better in terms of planting.
They're too big.
Gallons, yeah, so 6, I think 6-inch,
If you can find them, I don't know anything about.
6-inch pots, yeah.
They're on Amazon, 110 of them or 20 of them. Half gallon, well, what, 6 inch,
It's half gallon.
better than half gallon.
No, 6 inches is not. Oh,
Here's-
it's maybe.
Here's one hundred,
You're mixing up.
50 pieces,
Inches,
6 inch,
yeah.
plant nursery pot, reusable,
Mhm.
$12.
For
Anyway, 50.
How big are the plugs?
So, 100 would be.
They're about 2 inch by 3 inch.
They're tiny.
They're pretty small.
Okay.
I mean, there wasn't a lot available this year. I mean, we need to really plan ahead and buy now for next year. And we can discuss that.
I can put an agenda item for next week.
Absolutely. Because I have a source for that.
I will buy the pot.
What?
I can get 100 6-inch plant, 6-inch plant nursery pots for $70.
Okay, and we can take that out of our budget.
Oh,
We have a budget.
okay, so just submit a receipt.
What is it? 100 for how much?
And you got how many plugs?
Just 25. I'm gonna try to get about 75 more now.
Oh, you're gonna work on
Yes,
that.
I need two.
Okay.
Yeah, I got
So,
I got time.
34. It'll be 34.
You got connections.
connection. I gotta travel.
Okay, so I'm
What was
gonna
the
go
price?
back to the
Oh,
agenda.
100 or 70.
I'm gonna move on. We need a food committee. And we also need, and I think we could probably get donuts donated, you think? Donated to donuts?
Maybe.
But we also have budget money.
We have a budget, yeah.
So what do we need in terms of, we have a map?
We have a layout already if we wanna stay. I feel like we did a really great event and we just didn't have a lot of traffic, so if we just kind of, rather than reinvent the wheel, just kind of do what we did last year. I know Terry, you have a contact for the porta potties, like if you would take that on.
What body? I don't have a contact, but I think I'll put it in there.
You ordered it last
Somebody
year.
recommend?
One. And the date is the
Saturday, April 27th.
April 27th. What time do you want to? They'll probably deliver it the day before, the Friday.
If it, that's great, and we could even do it in the same spot.
Yeah, oh, February, yeah. For Halloween.
So we'll need chairs for tables and chairs for the gazebo as well as for some of the tables, the demonstration tables. It'd be great if the master naturalist could bring out their water
That was
table.
Yeah,
Isn't it beautiful?
that was a great display.
Mhm.
So I would love to ask, like, if you, I'm not sure, I don't remember, my computer crashed last week, so I'm planning about it, and I feel lost in this world. If whoever you contacted last year, I know you did, I know you listed out several that I wrote down, I would say if the same people, if you could reach out to the same people.
I have a folder full of last year's notes. So I know that contact is in there. I can get it to Terry.
Wait, what?
I can get the contact for you for the porta potties.
Oh, okay, well, I'm sure that, yeah, okay.
So. Okay,
I know you did baked goods last year, is that something you wanna do? Do we wanna just buy the pastries or see if we can get them donated? Otherwise, I'm happy to do the food, be the food committee.
you'll do the food committee?
If we need, no one else is doing it, yeah.
Who's gonna air out the balloons?
Huh?
Who's gonna air out the balloons?
I will do that. I will help you set up and food. I got an air pump this year, so.
I got the power trimmer. So then, so coffee and desserts, and then, what else?
We need to get a permit for road closure. Are we gonna close the road this year?
That's probably a good idea.
I think it
That
gives us a
section.
extra sense of security.
Yeah.
I can do that. I've learned how to do it.
I don't know in what capacity I can help out. I can, leading up to it, I can help with whatever you need. I'm gonna be out of town on the actual week of the 27th, so I can't do anything like the day of, but leading up to it, I can help. Probably work on it.
I'm gonna be out too, the whole week. I'll be there that day, but I'm out the week before. But it's a small group of you pulling this together. And then there's advertising.
I mean, I can make social media posts about it.
Do we want posters like last year? Where did we put them? I have some of them.
So I have,
Where do we post them? But they have
So
dates on them, don't they?
well, I can cover the dates up if we, some of them do not have the dates and some of them do. We have the banner that we're gonna, of course, hang back up, and then we have 4 yard signs, that we put at the corner. We put at the Triangle, I put at Brook Meadow by the liquor store, I put one, 12 at the entrance, one more one.
So,
The 4 approved, like, so I'm happy to do that.
Krista just offered to help in advance, and so this is an advance person for activity. So I'm wondering who could work with you, maybe you, Cheryl?
Yeah, I'll work with Krista and do, put some social posts out, and then did you email the city? I know, Nancy, I think you wrote the proclamation, is that something?
Yes, you need a proclamation. Is there anything special you want to do during this event?
No, not personally. I was gonna help out on the city side. Thing, but I'm not gonna have a booth. My company's not gonna do that. So, I'll be available to help out with the kids potting plants and decorating that and the dirt. I'll bring the dirt, and pots and trees and tables. And we will have that set up.
So,
A meet time? Like what time do we want to meet there? If we're gonna start
let's
it?
say 8:30.
Yeah, I would say at least 8 by 8:30 for
Sure, I hope at 8. And then we'll also need, we'll need a ladder.
I will bring the ladder.
I have chairs and I have a table. So, all right, let's just get committees and keep going, okay? So we keep getting excited and trying to flesh it out. Okay, so Krista, and I'm not getting all of this, but I'm getting a lot of it. The event is 10 to 1, arrival will be 8 o'clock.
So 8:30.
No.
You can arrive at 9.
I'll be there one. I'll be there one. You.
You see why I jumped when she says, I'll do that?
Yeah, so, okay.
She's gonna do it.
I say I'm gonna do it all.
Great.
Did you say you'd write the proclamation again?
I didn't write the proclamation, I found it online, proclamation from the mayor.
Yeah.
Or whatever that you
But then
know.
he didn't use it.
You didn't send the email?
No,
But he did.
no, he didn't.
He told me he did.
Well, he did something, but he didn't do the proclamation. And the proclamation that I presented was out of, what I saw online for a proclamation by the mayor.
Okay, so I have a copy of what he did.
Yeah.
Somehow.
Well, let him do that then.
So the mayor has to be asked anyway, right?
I'm sorry?
The mayor needs to be asked.
We can send a request to send out a,
And where is that gonna go? online, is that where you're gonna put it? I mean, on
It
the,
needs to
on
be
the email
wherever he
blast
wants
or-
it to be,
oh,
but it, online is good, the website is good. He needs to make a copy because we need it for Tree City USA. We have to demonstrate that we had Arbor Day on that day. And it could also go to Teresa Kendrick at, Wimberley View. So,
Teresa.
I can,
Kendrick.
I can ask the
Oh,
mayor.
yeah, Teresa. I thought you said trees can drink. I'm going, what is that? I haven't seen that in the paper.
So, can I ask, maybe Krista, so far you're working on advertising. Do you think you could approach the mayor on this, or do you want me to do it? So we need a proclamation that goes out in advance, and then what Nancy did last time was an invitation to the city for people to come. That was email blasted out.
Okay.
Can you do
want me
that?
to-
So, you would do the email blast.
I'll do it, so Suzanne can do it. Right? I don't know how to do an email blast.
Yes, you do it for Suzanne, and we put a please.
Is that what you're? Can we ask them to not only email it, but do a text message as well? And maybe a month out and then 2 weeks out, do multiple, as many as they'll give us.
I think a month is too long.
Yeah, how do you think?
Yeah.
People don't remember anything, you know.
I have the next 6 months planned out, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nice to know about things, so just save the date, not to, as the official invite, but maybe a month, or save the date for it, and we'll put stuff together to put on Nextdoor and Facebook.
Okay, so we have food, we have, I'd like, we have advertising, we have a permit, I'm not sure we need a permit. We have a porta potty, we can get tables, that kind of fixed up next time. And,
I have those two white on the banquet table.
that would be perfect, and I have a smaller one, and with chairs. So we can do all that to start thinking about it. In terms of Carl Flocky, as much as I love talking and educating people about Oakwood, I'm wondering if you could ask them to do a more general presentation on trees, native trees, landscaping trees, that kind of.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's under the impression he's gonna talk about Oak Wolf again, so
Yeah.
I will see if he has any other presentations ready to go.
But Oakville is still important.
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah,
always gonna be
forget about
important,
the-
and,
I don't think their trees are as important as the Oakville.
well, so he's our Oakville representative for Hayes County, so having him talk about Oakville, I think is a little bit more relevant. Otherwise, we can have other speakers. He's our Oakville guy, I think he should talk about Oakville. Not saying he doesn't have other presentations potentially
But
ready
we
to
kind of
go.
want to keep them in one direction.
Exactly, I think so.
So I can ask Laura from the Native Plant Society about native trees. And I can ask Chris Middleton about, that table with the water, what do you call that?
Like a watershed, or it's
Yeah.
like an aquaforest, like a.
The structure,
Presentation,
Yeah.
well,
yeah.
It's like a full display, like.
It was.
yeah,
Beautiful.
yeah.
Okay,
I think it was natural.
Master naturalist.
I think.
I mean, how the aquifers recharge and how, it was a great presentation.
It was beautiful.
Well, you're gonna be working somewhere all the time.
It's not working great right now.
All right, so then we will need some sort of poster board that describes who's going to actually present. I don't think we need a door prize, and I don't think we need, giveaways. I think simple,
Keep
simple.
it simple, yeah, and I agree. I'll work on the posters and if we need to do any updated, marketing collateral as far as the signs or flyers or anything like that. I think I hung maybe 20 flyers around the square last year, but I don't know if it really did.
I put some out too.
Or you put them up too, yeah, so.
So, all right, are there any more questions for now?
I think if everyone feels good with what they're going, their homework, if you will.
I think,
So
I sat
we're
listening
gonna
to,
And we're in the.
Eddie Martin,
Storytelling.
storyteller, whoever else got up, lady, one, I guess.
That was Monica Rasco.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who just
That
volunteered, sat down.
took over.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, I think that is a beneficial event for the children.
Okay.
We just have to have more way of gathering more children.
I missed it. Well,
The story, read stories.
the story time?
Yeah, that was.
It was story reading.
I sat and listened to the whole thing, I liked it.
Nice, okay.
Who read it?
Eddie Martin.
Eddie Martin did it, yeah.
So,
And Ralph, Monica.
Yeah.
and, yeah,
Oh,
I'm happy to ask both of them for storytelling. And then if you can ask that tree art person for the children's craft.
Are we gonna do the plant potting table
Yeah, I think we just got automated craft in
though?
relation to the forest.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah, right.
I don't think, I can ask if we wanna do something else as a craft, but
I don't think we need to.
Okay.
Let's keep it kind of simple.
I'm in for that.
And if there is a tree committee, I mean, a food committee, can you, whoever does that, can you please also ask Dorothy Tazian to make some tree cookies? I hope she's listening.
Do you think that's a good idea? You know, her husband is cancer, so maybe it's not a good idea to try to
She can say no. She
say
did,
no. Well, she wouldn't say no.
Well,
she has said no.
What did dinner last year?
I'm sorry.
Didn't she say no last year?
No, she did them for the
That
last,
she didn't for-
yeah,
Okay.
she did them, but I don't,
You don't think it's appropriate to ask?
no, I really don't.
All right, does anybody else know how to make tree cookies?
Can I have to read it? Let me see if I know some.
All right, so is
Give
that,
that to me, and how many do we?
Why don't we have a cake? I would be willing to look for, just a happy Arbor Day cake.
that'd be sweet.
In
the shape of a tree?
Well, no, where are you gonna
What if it's cupcakes in the shape of a tree?
Iris?
I think cupcakes are a lot more manageable.
Is there such
Well,
a
man,
thing?
yeah,
Cupcakes,
What about
Yeah,
cupcake
okay.
tree?
yeah.
Oh, there you go. All right.
And then-
With the cupcake tree?
Who's gonna serve the cake, like a sheet cake?
yeah, that's what I was thinking about, was she.
Cupcakes are more like walk up, help yourself.
We have a budget, we can, if we want
Yeah,
to
we
make
could
it.
order, we have a big budget.
And they could put a tree on the icing.
We could buy
Oh,
tree toppers on Amazon.
Not brochures, 'cause
Yeah.
she don't know how to do it.
Okay, so
I'm
She runs
I'm
factory,
good
but she
with
don't know how to do
you're the food committee?
I thought I volunteered for
it. You did.
Well, I'm gonna put your name down as a backup for your list. All right, so wasn't it fun discussing that? I think it was fun.
Did we come to a conclusion?
Well, no,
Yeah.
not fully, but we got main
I'm gonna
things.
see what I can find.
Okay.
I think it'd be easier.
Thank you, all of you, for this, for your contributions. Thank you for getting the trees lined up.
Does that mean I have to make them cupcakes? Or is somebody gonna look into cupcakes?
I think we should just purchase cupcakes.
We're gonna purchase them.
Okay, all right, somebody's gonna have. to-
I just got a donation of the ice cream cones.
So,
Snow cones, sorry.
We can do just the green liquid on the snow cone, so it's like a little tree.
Green.
She's a really awesome snow cone.
That'll be awesome.
Wow.
Will you also man that station?
she's not gonna be.
I won't.
Oh, you're not gonna do
Oh, okay, so we need,
We'll put it on our tentative list, maybe. Maybe.
Oh, there's a lady in Wendell,
Well,
she does snow cones, is her trailer mobile? I think
Allison, no,
Allison.
yeah,
No, she, okay. I thought I'd seen her set up like
she
at,
does catering,
um,
this was just gonna be a free option.
okay.
So I'm getting the
Oh, you're,
plant pots, right? Okay.
Thank you.
the planting pots for
Oh,
Allison. She, yeah, and then just give us a receipt
Yeah,
and,
with Amazon, can't not.
send it to somebody.
And save jugs of bathwater, one for you and one for the yard,
Oh, okay, I'll see if I can do it.
for your own yard. Okay, so, I don't, that was discussion with no action.
Now, there's also, you
It's
know,
a lot of behind the scenes action.
would peat pots be better than a plastic pot? Cause you could just plant the whole.
You have a whole container.
Can't you?
Yeah, the biodegradable,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
cardboard, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
Do they have them there?
Yeah,
6 inch?
yes.
what's that price change?
Let's see, 130 organic peat pots, $19 cheaper, 130 of
Gee,
them. Drain holes, small seed starting.
Well, the only bad thing about it is how you're they're gonna be hard to decorate. I already had an idea about what I was gonna do decoration wise.
Decorate the pots.
you could use them
Yeah,
for
like
art.
it's-
or-
it's-
kids were gonna do.
Oh,
So that would be the
oh,
only
okay.
kind of
Never mind.
Well, the other pods
Yeah,
that
you're
we were
right.
looking at are ones that you would decorate.
Or whatever.
They're not,
No, these
Like you
are,
couldn't
these are
glue
the
stuff
pots.
on them?
Huh?
These
like
are
a
the pots,
mosaic.
the
Yeah.
plastic ones.
Yes, you could.
Yeah.
What do you have, that's
So-
They're just brown,
Well,
brown.
Hey,
Bill
hey.
wants to with,
Board,
whatever it does.
please discuss all these wonderful ideas in your committees, okay, so we can move on. Let's move on,
Yes, ma'am.
but I love your ideas.
But getting back to the cupcakes, what's the truth on that?
I'm just gonna see what we can find
Okay.
dessert wise, if,
Yeah,
does anybody have, I
you know,
mean, I can reach out
They don't
offline.
have that much time here to get all this, so. What?
We have a month, we have almost 2 months, but
Almost
the end of
two.
April.
Oh, okay.
something else.
But he was that.
She could do
Okay, so the next item on the agenda is a workshop on a tree software.
it.
And, by, and in case you,
So, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. The agenda that we have in our packets is numbered differently than what you're reading off of.
really?
Yeah,
It is, I thought so.
Yeah.
I did too.
Back.
So I had to pull it up on my laptop, I'm like, oh, where are we at? Anyway, yeah, which one should we go by?
The one we have is
Probably
the
this
March
one.
11th, and it's on the back of the first page.
Yeah,
Well, I'm so sorry.
What's okay, is that, are these extra?
I sent it in and then she sent me something that has corrections on it.
So this is the order that we have on ours.
Yeah, right here. But I don't know where this came from. She sent it to me, but,
so,
all right, I'm gonna move on into this agenda. So we are on number
3,
3, which is a tree care and management plan discussion. And the reason I am, so we'll come back to your workshop. Okay. In reviewing the minutes, I have found that there were several items that were tabled. I missed a meeting and a lot of things got tabled. And, or they were brought up minimally. And, what I thought would be good without overwhelming you is to bring them up for your own research and your own study. There was a suggestion made at one of the last, maybe the last meeting or the meeting before, that we do things like, oh, the tree management plan, I think I suggested that maybe we could break down into committees and start working on our own plan. And I will say that I also spoke with Carl Flocky at Jacobs Well. And, I had sent him a letter, I don't know if you remember that, but he has agreed to follow through on his side of it, but it would be later spring. So meaning that he will do a map of the hot zones in the city, come up with a professional written tree plan for, that he can do.
Is that just for Oakwood or is that for,
Just over.
so I think what we discussed is a full management plan, not just an Oakville management plan.
That's right, but we're gonna start with him until we can get a certified arborist. Does that make sense?
Well, I mean, why do it twice?
Carl, because we haven't had, there seems to be no progress made on hiring a certified arborist. And Oakwood is a priority now because the trees are dying. Pardon?
Yeah.
So that's a priority, I guess that I saw, that we need to just get started on it and do something. For the last meeting, there was a public comment. It was actually a telephone call, it never arrived here, but there was a question about what were we doing about Oakwood.
So I think Carl's limitations on this are more than you think. So he can only survey city property. He
Yes.
he has a public map and we're not gonna show that to the city. So, I don't think that's a great idea
Jacob, we are only responsible.
for city property.
That's right, and that's all he's gonna do.
Okay, I mean, I think we're just doing the same thing twice. Once we come up with a management plan like we're going to do, then that will be in the management plan.
Yes, the Oakville plan just be inserted into the overall management plan.
I think so. So having two separate plans, they're gonna overlap anyways.
Would
Well,
Oakville not be its own section or own part of?
it's a start. It's doing something. I don't know about you, but it's been a long, we've been working on this for 2 years.
That's why I joined the tree park.
That's
That was
right.
my main focus, was the Oakwood.
Yeah.
So you could focus just on oak wilt, and then if, by God's grace, we get an arborist, we can do a full plan, and then what we can do on the side is review, and this is just a review, chapters 3 and 4 in the tree board manual or handbook. Do any of you have this?
I went to my own apartment.
So I think
Chapters
We're
3
gonna-
and 4,
we're gonna go through and we're gonna re-inventory our trees.
yes.
Is Oakville not gonna show up on the inventory that we do? So having Carl Flocky do the exact same thing is just doing the same thing twice.
But,
I mean, do y'all see what I'm saying?
but we're gonna be doing our own, inventory, right?
Right.
How do we identify the Oakville? Or how will we know?
You don't know what Oakwood looks like?
Well, what if it's just getting it and it's not real evident? I mean, I don't know. Are we qualified to identify Oakville?
I think so. I mean, like as a tree, do you own trees? Or is Oakville close to your house? Can you identify the pattern of mortality, dead trees in the area? I mean, we can go over that in item number 7. whenever I go over the instructions for
Okay.
doing, the tree inventory and how to use the software.
Okay.
So, according to the tree ordinance, we have to have a certified arborist license in order to decide that a tree has oak wilt.
Right.
We can't diagnose it, we can't do any action on it without an official, letter from a certified arborist. That's why Carl is being called in. We can do a tree survey and point out where it is, and Carl knows where it is. He just hasn't reported it. But we,
Do what?
Are you certified now?
Yeah, I'm a certified arborist and Oakville qualified person.
but we can't dump it all on your lap either.
Not necessarily, but I live in the neighborhood, I'm gonna be involved in the inventory. What I'm getting at is I kinda don't wanna waste Carl's time whenever
Right.
we're already doing the work. If you
Right.
think if you
We're not
think
doing
a
the
tree has
We're not.
oak wilt, then I'll come take a look at it.
We're not doing the survey?
We're
We're
doing a
doing the
survey.
survey.
It's required, that's also required that we do it by Tree City USA.
Right.
So I'm following guidelines from Tree City USA.
So,
Does the ordinance say it has to be like a hired arborist or?
It has to be a certified arborist, city arborist. You're a volunteer.
Well, so, I mean, at this point, so would Carl, or he's, I guess, our representative for Hayes County.
County.
I mean, we're not hiring him to do it, he's gonna voluntarily.
We can't hire him, I asked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
as a volunteer for the city and being certified?
He works for the county, so he.
I'm talking about Jacob.
Can he volunteer?
As a tree board member, he's volunteering for the city of Wood Creek. Would that qualify him to identify?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're asking?
Yes and no. The yes is he could do it. The no is that I don't think it's fair to ask Jacob McElroy to be a volunteer for the city as an arborist.
I see.
I think he has enough work just with what he's already lined up. And I'm just protecting you.
How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's fine, I guess, it's not gonna hurt my feelings that I'm not involved in that.
Is it gonna hurt your feelings not to be paid?
No, I feel like I do a lot for the city, I do more too. And I'm already involved in the inventory, so having the same inventory done twice, it doesn't make very much sense to me, and the only difference is identifying the oak wilt. I mean, there's gonna be costs with, if you think a tree has oak wilt, then you have to do lab testing, and then there's a fee with that. Carl's gonna charge a fee for that. It's just gonna be, for the analyst.
I don't know what he's
Laboratory.
willing to do, Nancy.
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is that, Jacob has the vested interest in the city of Wood Creek, okay? And he knows more about the situation here, let's say, than if we hired some guy from, they have all well known, of course, but he's a little more vested here. And I think that he would be a better person to do that if he's willing to do it.
Yeah,
I have a question. Do we have a timeline as far as when Carl would be able to do this?
Late spring,
Like,
after Arbor Day, he said he would talk with us more about it. He said he could do it.
so ideally, we're gonna have our inventory already done, because we have about a month to do our inventory.
So the way I saw it, we could give him our inventory, we could look at it and come up with a plan for those trees. Go look at the ones that we've identified that have a problem. I mean, is that double work?
Oh, no, I guess not if he has an inventory. I mean, and already
Ready?
has hotspots in the inventory. So my plan was I have a portion of the software that's dedicated to oak wilt. If you think it has oak wilt, we can put that down. If there's, a pattern of mortality in the area, you can note that.
So we'll have a map.
We'll have a basic plan for that. And then we create a plan for the city based on the oak wilted trees and the other trees that we've surveyed. We're surveying all the trees. So when I'm looking at this tree care plan that Texas State University, I think I passed this out last time.
Yeah.
And it is so in-depth. And I think this is, I may be wrong, but I think this is something that we have to do as a committee. So I'm gonna suggest that you take this and see if this is something that we can adapt to our own needs. This has a very simple planning, chapters 3 and 4.
I don't have that.
I don't recognize that either. I'll have.
Oh, yeah, we have it.
I never got a binder with anything.
Oh,
Oh, no, I
you
haven't.
do?
You still don't have a binder?
But getting back to the Texas State thing, that was done back in 2018. Okay? I know trees don't change, but I think if you're going to use that, I think that you need to talk, somebody needs to be in touch with whoever does that kind of stuff at the university.
So this I'm just using as a template. When we did the RFP, the request for proposals, we surveyed we researched different plans around the state and the county. And then we came up with our own RFP based on that,
RFP for,
the city arborist.
oh,
But we're
okay.
kind of jumping here. I think we need a tree care management system or plan. It's part of Tree City USA. It's required, and it's also part of our ordinance that we do this. So this has to be done. If we could get Carl to start on the oak wilt, continue to look for a certified arborist, and then do our survey, at least we're doing something in the direction of our mission. But
I think I agree with you. If Tree City USA says we have to do it, then we have to do it.
That's right. If we want to keep our designation. All right, so there've been several items thrown out here. I'm just gonna throw them out. And then let's see if we can come up with a motion for this. Ask Carl Flocky to pursue Oakland City. Ask Jacob to pursue Oakland in the city and identify them. Ask Jacob to be a volunteer certified arborist. What else?
And I just saw your eyes roll.
No, just,
They did roll.
nope, not at all.
What else did we suggest here that we could do? I think there was also something about the plan and just looking at it and see if we could identify some language for a form, template, our own plan, so that we can support whoever decides to write the tree plan, tree care management plan. And that's you, right? Good. So, I mean, I guess we need to hear from you, Jacob, what you're thinking, you're willing to do. And I did say I want to protect you, because you already do a lot for the city, and I understand you're invested. I just also appreciate you so much, and I don't want to ask more than is reasonable.
Oh, yeah, so I can definitely help out with the oak wilt. Identifying the oak wilt on city property as far as going forward with the inventory. Helping out with treatment for oak wilt. I think that's gonna have to be hired out if it's found. Same with any other tree work going forward.
just a question, and this goes way back that, because I can remember we had, Master Gardeners, we had, people from Texas A&M that came here, and didn't do the work, but they were very valuable in helping to identify, treatments and things like that in the world. And I don't know whether you can call on, you know, A&M to do that or not. That may be a question and you could ask, Carl Flocky, because he's with Texas Forest Service, but that's through Texas A&M.
Yeah, yeah, and then, I mean, yeah,
Because here's the deal, with hiring people to come in and treat for oak wilt, you have to be careful about who you hire for those kind of things, right?
I agree, so.
And that's kind of my concern. That, you know, because that's their business and that's what they sell, is that. So we don't know enough about the oak wilt, you know, the whole big story, to be able to say that they're right or they're wrong, or if they're on the right track or the wrong track.
So I think if there is oak wilt on city property, we can start to discuss the company that we hire. And that would be, a good source for those people is Oak Wilt, TexasOakWilt.gov, I believe.
Isn't there an A&M in there?
I couldn't tell you, I'm about to look it up.
TexasOakWilt.org, I think you're right. So,
Yeah,
let's,
so you can go to resources, recommended. There's a vendors section here. Anyways, there's a lot of great companies on there that service Hayes County, Travis County, I mean, all of Texas.
so. Are we anywhere close to motion? I mean, you said what you can do, help survey oak wilt in the city, and perhaps, locate somebody that we can hire to work on a certified document that says we have oak wilt and then the treatment care.
Now, when you say hire somebody, are you talking about hiring an arborist, or just hiring some
A certified,
arborist to just do that?
just that, well, we need an arborist for the whole city.
I understand, but you're not gonna get one at the price that they want to pay. That's the bottom line about the arborist.
Yes, so in the meantime, we're trying to find a solution to work with that and keep on moving. We've become, you know,
Yeah, but we can't move if we can't hire an arborist.
So-
We can't move too far.
so Carl Floppy has said he could do this, he could do the diagnosis and help come up with a management care plan.
Then we can make a motion on that.
Yep, make a motion on it.
So we make a motion that we, as the board, move forward with our survey and let Carl Flocky come in late spring with our survey results and hit those hot zones to confirm that we have oak wilt and write us the letter?
So, or we pursue the survey and then ask Jacob McElroy to identify oak wilt that needs to be addressed immediately. And then either pursue that help, or we turn it over to Carl Flocky when he's able to work on it. This is March. And so we're talking about maybe 2 months before Carl Flocky can even address this. But we could turn over a survey to Carl Flocky, and Jacob could check out where the oak wilt is if we have trouble identifying it. And so when he comes, we can ask him to focus on those trees so we can get a care plan and get some treatment started. We still need a certified arborist of our own.
Maybe that's not gonna happen.
So I'm not gonna deal with money right now. Carl is not gonna charge us.
But he's also doesn't belong to us, you know what I'm saying? He's got his, function and, you know, he's gonna be able to do what he can as, if you wanna call it a favor or, an interest in the city or whatever. But, you know, we're not gonna get, he just doesn't belong to us.
He belongs to the county and A&M.
He belongs to A&M.
And he's already told us. that
Why
he
does
can
he
do
belong
it.
to the county?
He's the county representative, so he's an employee of Texas A&M, which, they all represent, individuals represent different counties. Just a county over, Bob Johnson is the next county over, and then there's someone for Kerr County, and so Carl Flockey's our representative. If you think you have Oakville, you can call him and he can confirm or deny.
Okay.
So Carl Poppy has already told me he was willing to do this. Right? Unless something comes up between now and then, but he told me that he would do this.
Okay, can I just finish? Was it before or, before the fire? Because I'm sure he's been involved in that too.
Oh, that's a whole nother,
You know, and I'm saying, the reason I'm saying that is just from the standpoint of the time element of when he could start on this. You know, depending on what's been involved, you know, what involvement they have in the,
June.
yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't think I was on. If, I know Carl has agreed, he's willing to come in late spring and do this, but in a attempt to save time and get this done quicker, if Jacob is willing to do it in the process, like if we split into our teams, we say, hey, we think this is Oakville, Jacob's able to go identify it, he's able to then write this letter and it's done before late spring, like is that, can we just save everyone's time, including Carl's? I know he's willing to do it, but we don't wanna ask too much.
And then if we
Yeah.
need to have.
And then if we need him to come in, just to maybe, I don't know what would happen after the survey and the letter's written. Obviously, we need to hire an arborist, we need him to actually come in and do the healing and cleaning of the trees.
I think we
But-
need to start as soon as possible.
Right.
Yeah, okay, so is there any
Yeah.
reason to wait for Carl, or can we just get this done and get it scheduled?
I think we can just get it done.
Yeah, sure, John.
If Jacob, if you are full and willing to do it,
Oh,
I say we try to get it done and we'll
You
move
said a
forward.
lot less than you were gonna say, oh, this
I mean,
is
that's on
excellent.
You already
Not
know.
much, but I'm already.
You got some of this, don't you?
Okay, so
Oh, yeah.
we need a motion.
So, I mean,
Do you want to?
I could.
I make a motion.
Yeah, I would be willing to do that, because I've always been interested in the
Harry's.
Okay.
situation.
I make a motion that we proceed with our survey
Mhm.
and identify as many trees that may have Oakville as we can, to then hire an arborist to deal with them.
Mhm.
No hire, no.
Who's our-
What?
Okay, I make a motion that we proceed with our survey. And,
Just leave it at that.
and yes, identify the city trees. And
Is there something in there about Jacob?
no, do we need,
I thought if we identify Oakville, what do we do then? And how do we identify
well,
Oakville?
we would have to have a certified arborist.
That's right.
Oh, you're certain, okay.
Is it?
Well, so if you identify Oakville, then we need to go on to further testing, like bowl samples, twig and leaf samples.
Okay.
And then if there's city property adjacent to that, then we'd have to consider.
We would
treatment.
need you to confirm.
And we can confirm it.
So would you
Okay.
be the one to confirm and send
You
out
would be
plans?
I absolutely
And
can.
So I make a motion that we proceed with our survey and identifying sick trees and have Jacob confirm if it's Oakville. And then proceed there.
with city action for removal or treatment.
Yes, the city action for removal.
I don't even know why you would, if they're in unreasonable shape. And if they either have oil or they don't. I mean, I've seen this right outside in my backyard. My feeling personally is, if they have oil, get rid of them.
Yeah.
So, I'd like to go back to
So
the discussion.
there are success stories out there. I mean, Brent Foley had Oakville on Oak. Somebody had Oakville on their property and then they did 6 years worth of treatments. And their trees still look really good. I was actually really
But
impressed.
6 years worth of treatment.
Well, so they're done biannually, so it's 3 sets. They did 3 sets of treatments. And, so there are success stories out there.
I'm starting to have an anxiety attack.
Yes, she is.
We are on number 3.
Are we finished?
We were in the middle of a motion,
Yeah.
so,
Okay,
so,
read the motion.
Okay. It's gonna rewrite it out, it's gonna be, motions to proceed with survey and identify as many Oakville trees as possible on city property. And then have Jacob confirm Oakville.
officially, and then proceed with the needed action.
And I said that.
Well, why do you want to say that? Why do you want?
Because if, that's the only way we can remove the Oaklands in the city, is if we start acting on it. So we need to identify it and act on it. But we've been stumped because we didn't have a certified arborist. So in this motion, we need to say that Jake is a certified oak growth specialist. Don't you think?
Kristen. Do that.
Thank you, Krista. Sorry, we're so.
She just needs a second to rewrite.
All right, so, the motion that I heard was to proceed with the scheduled survey after training, didn't need to go in there. Have, some identity of the oak wilt, trees, identify oak wilted trees and request confirmation, official confirmation of oak wilt by Jacob McElroy.
And why can't we just leave it at that?
Because we need to proceed with, well, I guess we do, that's it. Because then,
It's up to the city.
no, it's up to us to make a recommendation to the city to remove Chase.
Okay,
So once we have the official recommendation from a certified oak wilt specialist that the tree is ill, that needs treatment or removal, then we can proceed with the action to have it removed.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of another story, because that involves money there.
Right, and yeah, I mean, there's a
So we got
budget for tree work.
Yeah, but how much budget is around?
Krista, do you think we need to put in there about how to act once we get it diagnosed?
I don't think we have to do that at this time, I think we can easily just
Identify.
at a
Just
future
act
meeting.
according to
Identify.
So, Terry, your motion.
Make a motion. I move to proceed with the tree survey and identify as many trees as possible on city property that might have oak wilt and seek official confirmation by certified arborist Jacob McElroy.
Full stop.
Right, so,
She should add, she's asking if she should add.
Like, that he's doing this as a volunteer.
I think so. Volunteer Jacob McElroy. Do you volunteer to do that?
Yeah.
You did a long time ago.
Okay, so then we're gonna ease up on anything else we ask Jacob. For the sake of his children.
I'm second.
I second that motion.
All right, so we have a first and we have a second. All right, should we vote on it?
Okay, so the motion is you move to proceed with the tree survey and identify as many trees as possible on city property that might have oak wilt and seek official confirmation by certified arborist Jacob McElroy, acting as a volunteer. All right, Board Member Terry Bernie Bissett,
Yes.
Board Member Nancy Cottington,
Yes.
Board Member Cheryl Mills. Chairperson Iris Ramos,
Yes.
Vice Chairperson Jacob McElroy.
Yes.
Thank you.
The motion is passed. Okay. We got an action plan. This is happy. Okay, thank you all for your contributions and volunteers. Okay, so I'm gonna move to number 4, which was to get a possible action to schedule a date. And that we already did. And we agreed on the 17th of March at 8 o'clock in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right, number,
And her name is Willa.
Willa, Willa the Desert.
Who's that?
What's the desert Willa?
Oh,
Do we all need to be present for that, or it's just happening, or it's just?
It'd be nice to have a picture of it, of us working on that tree.
Are we all gonna be there?
Where you're back at home.
Okay, so if we're all gonna be there, we need to establish a quorum, is that right?
I probably won't be there if it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
I just have mass on Sundays, I might not be there.
I
Okay,
think we can.
if we can narrow it down to.
But don't wait for me.
Oh, what's the process for establishing a quorum outside of the scheduled meeting?
We just have to schedule it and give it to Suzanne.
Okay,
And we did that.
just wanted to make sure.
Thank you for that. Krista, can you do that? Can you send a request? As council member, can you request a quorum for a special planting? Or I could do it. When's it gonna be?
The 17th, St. Patty's Day,
Oh,
maybe we
it's
can
next
reserve the
weekend.
green space for you.
Okay, I'll just email
St.
Suzanne.
Patty's, yeah,
Thank you.
a celebration. We'll water the tree. green water.
Okay,
There you go.
so number 5, I'm moving right along. I'm going to put aside all this tree management care stuff, but if you can get this book, please do. Ask Suzanne for it. She should have it. I think maybe she bought this.
Yeah, I have one, I know, I got it from here, I must have gotten it from here.
Okay,
I just didn't
so,
bring it.
I just don't have a binder.
but you have this?
No, I don't have it.
She doesn't have a whole bunch.
I thought you got one.
This was not in the binder.
No,
It was a supplement. Will you send her an email to get that, Cheryl?
Her bunch.
Yes. I thought she gave it to you last time. She said she had it. And then I phased out. All right, so just start reviewing it, please. And,
The tree plan.
yes,
Yeah, the tree
for
plan.
the tree plan. And
chapter 3 and 4.
all right, so, growth awards. It is in your packet right now. I asked Suzanne to please put it in there so that you can also review. You should have your own copy of these growth awards. Jacob brought it up at our last meeting, and took it a step further. This is something that we can do. It's not something that we're really going to discuss today. I just wanted to make sure, I think the links are in your packet.
Can we click those?
I think so. Well, Here.
I'm just teasing.
So, I'm gonna pass this around. But I want it back. And I think we can get a you can get your own copy. Suzanne, put the links on your
You don't have those?
agenda.
Uh-huh.
No.
No, all that's in there is the link.
Oh, goodness, yeah.
I have the whole thing.
I don't think I have the whole thing here, but
I think it's all in this packet.
I got
Is
it.
it all in there?
Yeah.
It looks like this.
It's
Yeah.
some page I'm holding it.
yeah.
Okay, then it's all in there.
Okay.
I didn't have all this other stuff.
Page.
Yeah.
Not the
7 to
whole,
19.
not this whole packet here.
So there's an application. If we go over this and decide there's something that we want to do, or you want to have this group do, please bring it up. I'll make an agenda item and you can discuss it again. And there is an application specifically,
Yeah, see, we don't have that.
and we don't have that, but
Oh, okay.
we can discuss it as agreed. Okay? Anything else about that?
When we're gonna discuss it?
We
At the next
can
meeting?
review this and come back and tell me if you want an agenda item.
It's something to do,
Pardon?
it's like, this is an agenda item for what?
For this board meeting.
Oh, I see, okay.
Or
Got
at
it.
this board meeting.
Yeah, this is for number 5 on the agenda, is that what we are?
Yes. Number 6. So, starting with this oak wood business, apparently our city manager has had some trees, located that do have oak wood. I don't know if he has an official report on them, but they were identified and diagnosed by Healthy Oaks as having oak wilt, and they are dead. They are in the islands on Brook Meadow. If you look at it, I was telling Krista earlier, it looks like something out of a Tim Burton movie. It's corpse trees. So I'm proposing that we discuss removing those trees, sending a request to to Kevin Rule. He said he had the diagnosis by Israel of Healthy Oaks, but asking him to remove those trees. And then we can come up with a landscaping plan from, the master naturalist in the Parks Department. Is any of that clear?
What I'm unclear about is how did Healthy Oaks, what's Healthy Oaks? Some, I don't know.
It's a local. tree.
Oh, what were they hired to do
They
to
were,
identify it? Were they just passing by or what's the situation? Like,
Kevin asked them to check them out, I think, is what I understood. That Kevin just said, hey, Israel, do this favor for us. And are these trees oak wilt and are they dead? And Israel said yes, and then disappeared.
so those trees were on an agenda item last year to be removed. Are you talking about the ones right after the egg? Right there between the egg and Shady Grove?
Yeah, the right Shady Grove, and Brook Meadow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was an agenda item last
I
year.
don't remember.
Jeff was involved in that meeting. Said that there were waiting to be approved for removal. But yeah.
So I'd like to revisit that, if that did indeed happen. I don't remember that agenda item.
Yeah.
I know it's been up before, I've seen it before.
I brought it up a couple times.
Yeah.
So let's do some action.
But so this is based on Healthy Oaks and Israel, this,
Kevin Rule reported that Healthy Oaks had identified these trees as dead from oak wilt. And so,
well, would this not be part of the tree survey?
It will be.
Yeah.
It should have been a part of the last tree survey. So if we look back on our last one, we'll be able to identify their health, from a year ago, yeah. or I guess really 2 years ago.
Yeah, maybe I know.
2 years
I
ago.
know something's coming. I
Not
never
last
seen
year.
this on the.
So 2022,
Yeah.
we did a tree survey, is that right? So those trees should be on that survey.
So there was no action done,
Not sure.
because they're still there.
Right, well, so that was where we should talk to Jeff about that.
To Jeff, or should we just do a motion
For what?
for action to get city manager to remove them?
City manager to remove them,
Yes,
and then goes out of the picture.
I think we can make a motion to present this to city council as an issue.
Well, I think we should suggest an action.
Oh, yeah, action, an action to remove those trees.
Do we make a
But I guess
motion to have
whose responsibility is it gonna be
The city.
to,
source of
proceed with this?
City council. I think it would be city council. We
I
can,
think
we
it's
should, we
city.
can present it to city council. Is that what we should do?
Oh.
If we make a motion to ask the city to source and hire an arborist to remove these trees?
yes. That
Yep.
sounded very beautiful.
I'll second that.
Perfect.
So the motion is,
The motion is to request that the city source and hire a certified arborist to remove the dead trees on Brook Meadow Drive and Shady Grove Lane on the island.
to remove and then replace, and so the replace part would be us. And then we have to allocate monies, request monies for the replacements.
So that
Let's
means,
keep that separate,
Yeah.
because that's,
Okay,
Separate
so
motion.
can you repeat the motion?
But we're not landscape landscape people here.
I think I said that we could speak to the master naturalists who have been landscaping for the city parks.
Okay.
And I spoke to Ruth Ann Gilbert today about it. And
Okay.
she gave me the name of a landscaper that they are using, a volunteer landscape. She was gonna send me the contact, but I hadn't received it yet. She's
And is that a Windsor local company? The,
Ellen person, yes. She's a volunteer and donating to her. But I don't know that she'll do that for us, but gotta start somewhere. So the motion is,
motion to request that the city source and hire a certified arborist to remove the dead oak wilt trees on the island at Brook Meadow Drive and Shady Grove Lane. Okay, who's seconding that?
I understood. She said yes. And then I said second, which, she beat me to it.
She's the first.
I like that we work together.
we're all on the same page.
It's what is for a good chair.
That's
All right, board member Nancy Cottington,
So we'll vote on it?
sorry.
That's okay. Nancy?
Okay, I guess, that's what I understand. Okay. Yes.
Board member Cheryl Mills,
Yeah,
chairperson Iris Ramos,
Yes.
vice chairperson Jacob McElroy,
Yes.
and board member Terry Bernie Visick.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Subject on those, sheets that we got from the last survey. We had
Yay.
a meeting. Well, that, identified that, and then on that, those pieces of paper.
All right.
I didn't bring them with me.
Yeah, it should, it will.
So on number 7, I'm going
Right.
to pass out again. You're gonna pass out? Oh.
Sorry, can I ask a question real fast before we move on?
Sorry, pass out first.
Jacob, in an unofficial way, what does it typically cost to remove a few trees like that?
I would say that particular pocket of trees including the removal of the stumps, we'd be looking at about $5,000, $10,000.
Thank you.
5 to 7. would be
Is
out of the-
Under 10.
Is that,
Under 10, very much under.
is that in today's financial world?
It is.
Okay.
And that's on the high. So 7.
Okay, so I took the liberty of,
Can I look at those maps?
I took the liberty of printing out, and just as a reminder of what, should be one for all of you, each of you. And so, let me see, my notes, okay. So Iris and Cheryl agreed to do the south. Now, that's not shown on this map, but if you look at the language on page, starting on page 2 of the packet I just gave you, it gives you the boundaries for north, south, and central. So we had north was Dorothy and Jacob. Dorothy's gone. And C was Krista and, well, Brent and Terry. So we have to decide what the teams are gonna be. Okay, so Jacob, you had agreed to work on the north side. And I'm sorry, that's the very best I could get. This is.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
There's at the top of these, this printout is quad A, quad B. I'm not,
Quads?
the south area would be quad D.
It was divided into 4, and we just took this map and revised it into 3 areas rather than 4. The map still shows the 4 quadrants, so sorry for the confusion.
I understand.
We did not want to reinvent a wheel. So,
All right, what's the partners?
what's what?
The partners?
The partners were you and Dorothy. Me, south was Iris and Cheryl, and C was Krista, and, well, I put Krista in with Terry.
What's that?
South was Iris and Cheryl.
Yeah, right.
But I did not put you in anyone.
Right.
So,
You can be with me in the north area,
No,
and you can do it from your couch.
I can do it at my couch. I'm not a couch potato. I don't have mobility, that's what.
Let me snag a golf cart, and we'll cruise around.
What, we could do that?
We'll do it on, the 17th.
On the 17th?
when
Oh,
she's in
okay.
bed, or after we find the tree.
After we plant the tree, we'll just continue, celebrating St. Patty's Day. Central, who was Central?
Where's Terry? Terry and Kristen. Me, I'm Central? Yes.
Yes. You,
Kristen.
Krista?
So south is Iris and Cheryl, north is Nancy and Jacob, and C, central is Krista and Terry. All right, so this is what I was gonna give you. I believe we still need to get the tape measures, and I don't know what other equipment, the safety vest from Suzanne.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know where they are.
Me and Iris, Jacob, and.
My next question is, I thought Suzanne was gonna be here, so I could look up my laptop with the TV. And then we could do a step-by-step instruction of the software. But I can break down and
We don't need to know the whole, everybody doesn't need to know the whole thing, right? They just need to know their own area.
Yeah, know your area, and then like what we can do is go over some key items, what to log. Like, is the tree in good condition, fair condition, or poor condition? Use your judgment.
So let's get everybody's attention on this, okay? So now, item number 7, I just did the preliminary dividing out the areas that Jacob is going to do software instruction or not that. Oh, I also put in a cheat sheet at the back of this list that Jacob has come up with on what to look for in the trees.
Uh-oh. I don't know if I was gonna get last one.
I thought you were excellent.
Oh,
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
I see the word here, to be removed. When you did the last survey and there were trees that were designated to be removed, did that happen?
I doubt it. So they, I mean, they should still be there. So we're only updating the last survey in since the reason we're updating the survey is the freeze, what died and what didn't. Also to put it on the digital map, so over the last 2 years, I've surveyed 1,700 trees.
Jacob,
We'll see
do
what
you want
happens.
everybody's attention?
I don't at this moment.
All right, so we're getting ready to get some instruction from Jacob and Cowboy on this survey, but he needs a little minute to organize. So call us back to attention. We can take just a quick little break here. There should be probably 2 minutes.
Do you know how to hook up laptops to that computers or to that TV?
Do you have a cord?
No, I thought Susan said she was gonna have one.
I thought you said she was coming back.
No,
I saw her peel out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
it's her day off.
They are.
Monday.
So during this little break, I don't necessarily get a copy of what you're gonna turn in on that sheet to Suzanne. Is there any way
Oh, city secretary.
I can get a picture of it through text or something?
Oh, yeah, this one?
No, the motions that need, that were minutes?
Oh, the motions, I can do that.
Yeah, that would be great, because when I'm writing up my agenda, I'd like to look at what happened.
Yeah.
It would be very helpful. And we've already passed 2 motions, I think. Important motions.
What was the other one?
The identifying the oak grove on our survey with Jacob's diagnosis and
Oh,
records, official document. And then,
I got the other.
removing the trees.
Found that. Cool.
Not what you heard, is that Ricky Sinicki does not exist.
All we did was tell one lie.
What if we hire an actor?
Oh, well, I didn't, that wasn't on my laptop. I promise.
I think if you hit that button one more time, go to HDMI 3, this is
So that's
for,
only, but
what did you just press because it came up?
oh, it's just here we go.
Jacob,
Input. What's that?
realistically, how much time do you need for this?
Probably, I could do it in 5 minutes per group, so if I need to break down per group, does everyone have a smartphone? Or at least one person in the group have a smartphone that,
I have a, yeah.
What
So-
iPhone or are you talking about, or just a smart?
just any smartphone with an internet browser and internet access?
Yes.
So Nancy, you'll be in my group, and I have that.
Okay,
So that would be good, because we're now rounding out to 6:15.
Okay.
Yeah. So when we, after we've done the survey,
Are we officially
we're
back
gonna
in our break?
report it.
Are we officially back in our break?
Yes,
You're gonna, it's gonna be on the phone.
we're officially back. Jacob,
Okay.
you've got everybody's attention.
Okay, so, yeah, at the back last time in 2022, I wrote this. How to take a tree inventory, and I'm gonna update this and I'll email it to y'all. With instructions about how to use the software and. Yeah, if y'all have any questions,
And,
I'll come help y'all out.
we have access to the software.
So I will make profiles for each individual that's, who,
One person.
one per team. Y'all have a whole login and all that. Y'all, we'll see what you've recorded. And then each group, what they've recorded.
So we just.
Or you want?
I wish I could have got the TV order. So, when making these profiles, the south side, the team south side, Iris or Cheryl, who would like the profile to be under? Okay,
Yay, Cheryl. You rock.
I'm gonna ask Facebook and Laura.
and then Terry and Krista, who would like to have their login information? Okay,
Do you mind, or do you want to?
Go for it.
so once the survey's done, those logins will be done. Okay.
As long as you got it.
Oh. All right, and then I'll email y'all with the updated how to take a tree survey. For now. Okay. And then we'll ideally have this done by our April meeting.
Is the way.
Or should we extend that?
No, when
Shoot
you
for April.
do it,
Just get it done.
just get her done.
Is
We don't have to
the,
talk about it anymore.
the way the software is set up, is it all just gonna be off like exact geographical location, or is it like trees are getting numbered? Or-
So it's all gonna be geographical location. It's a geographical information system, so you will have to allow the software to know your location, so you'll have to have your locations on. It's all done through the browser, so I'll send you a link, and everyone's gonna have their own link. So you click that link, it'll take you to the website. It's not iPhone specific. You can have Android or I don't know what other brand of phones there are. Android or iPhone, I guess. So yeah, it'll use your geographic location, and that's sensitive up to 3 feet. And that'll be that. I wish I could show y'all an example. I guess, I mean, we can pass my laptop around and look at it.
So we're gonna see you, on the 17th. Is this something that could be done then?
Yeah, I'll do it this next weekend.
Next Sunday?
Yeah.
That'd be great. So, all we have to do now is just wait for the link from you
Yeah,
and download the software.
there's no software to download, it's through the browser. So like, you click on your URL browser and it's pg.cloud at Simple Leaf. And so you'll use that link. I can send this to you now and you can log in.
Do your survey before.
So it's through the browser, there's nothing to download.
I mean, you're doing all this for us, right?
All of it.
Thank you.
So, all right, great. And then, so you're gonna update the cheat sheet. That's
Yeah,
what next
I'm
is.
glad you said that.
All right, then we're done.
Cool.
Is there anything else?
What is the date for our next meeting?
So we're gonna meet at the park, if possible, on March 17th. And if not, if you can't attend, then we will consult privately offline with Jacob, who will then give us the instructions that we need, but I think he just gave it to us. He's gonna send us links with information. And then, once we get that, whether you go to the park or not, we meet, and we schedule that on your own terms.
You're on the 17th or something.
Well,
That's the planning of the
if
tree.
you want,
Yeah.
if you want to do it on that day, meet with your partner, arrange it with your partner. And if not, then arrange another time. Before the 11th. And when I did Central last time with Cindy Jones. And we ended up dividing up the trees and doing it separately at some point. But with this software, it might be better to work in tandem. That's what it seems like to me.
So I was thinking, one person can be on their phone logging the information. The other person can be taking the information, the health of the tree, the diameter of the tree, and then, well, the phone will take the location.
The health of the tree, the location.
The location and, the diameter of the tree. So those are our three main things that we're looking for. If you can identify oak wilt, there's a spot, on the software or on the, software that you can say it has oak wilt. And then so once it's all logged, we can look for key identifiers like oak wilt. So it'll show us every tree that we think has oak wilt, or every tree that's a cedar elm, or every tree that's a pecan.
So,
And,
yeah.
I mean, closer to the creek.
Jacob, so what I also remember, and I have something on it here with me. And we also did the canopy and, the species here. This was the printout that came out. Jeff took all that information. And it was location, and then the condition of the tree, that's the health, the canopy, I don't know how to measure the canopy.
Yeah, I mean, so that's like an extra. I mean, you don't have to measure the height. So the key things we're looking for is location, condition, diameter, and species. If you don't know the condition, then really we need the species, the diameter, and the location.
Okay.
And not everybody's gonna know that.
No, and I mean, if we can hit those three things,
4 things.
ideally 4 things, then.
You need to
Location,
count the
species,
stuff
health. No, species.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, is location,
Yeah.
species, health, and diameter.
How will we know when we're in these areas, and maybe some of us will know already, what is private versus city land that we need to make sure we're getting?
That's a great question. So this map's not quite clear. This tells us what roads, but it doesn't tell us what is
City
city property.
Some of them.
Will we have something like that?
They're in the middle of the road somewhere.
Yeah, if it's on the middle of the street, that's public. Or sometimes at the front of the house facing the street.
So I don't think we should do street side right now. I mean, so ideally,
So we
the
just
city
do
owns
islands?
15 feet on each side of the street, but then you have to figure out what's the middle of the street. And so I don't think we should do street side trees. We should stick to public property and green spaces. Well, there's public property or no,
So,
city property. Parks and, stick to the parks and the city owned property, like whatever you would call this area.
so we have Memorial Park across the street over there by Metro 12, and then directly across from that, that's public. And then in the middle of Champion Circle, these trees here are public. And then we've got Triangle Park, Augusta Park, the Creekside Park.
There's one or two trees on that, little island on 12, I think, those are in the circle.
Right before what?
Stonehouse
Circle,
Circle.
circle.
Yes, oh, on Wood Creek. So, the
that has
streets
nothing to do
are
with
actually listed,
You have Stonehouse Circle.
the streets are listed though, in here.
Yeah,
So, on these city hall, champions all around this city hall, this is all public. So these
Uh-huh.
have to be measured. Ranch Road 12, Wood Creek and Champion Circle, Memorial, Veterans Memorial, and the right of way Cleveland Champion Circle, and then Palmer Lane. I don't know where that is, but it's got to be on the left.
it's a circle just right over here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just up the road piece.
So you've got this now. So if you know the, what do you call that, the circumference,
Oh, yeah,
the
yeah.
streets that encompass your property, your survey, then you can just stay in those boundaries. But it's kind of listed there, and if you have any questions, put a question mark, and we can address it. Are there any, there'll be more questions on Sunday when we start this.
Yeah, unfortunate we didn't get to add a tree for an example, but we can on Sunday. We'll do that. We'll make Willow the first tree to add to this.
Aww.
Willa,
How cool.
Are we getting the measuring equipment soon, or do we need to?
Oh, yeah, I'm at it, right?
I didn't say that.
Oh, I thought you did.
It's yours.
Yeah.
Did you buy all of them? This was another great question. The supplies needed, the measuring tapes, are those already out?
Suzanne should have them,
Okay,
so I'll stop by.
We need all
next
this,
week.
okay.
this student by the 17th.
Yes,
Yeah.
so I'll stop by and get them, and I'll check on your binder.
Okay.
So you're swinging by to get you one of the something or?
Yeah, I'll come by the 17th. I want it all done on the 17th.
Oh, the whole.
No,
Yeah.
okay.
So,
Is the next tree board meeting?
You know what?
No, I think you texted me a lot.
Are we meeting?
I was going to come get some mountain mulch.
I'm sorry, too many people
You
talking.
said
at
something
once.
about getting a mountain mulch.
I've got one last question. Is our next meeting April 1st or April 8th?
April 8th, thank you, there was a
That's the
mistake
eclipse.
in the
Oh,
agenda.
That's the agenda. I mean, that's the, first.
The next meeting is April 8th.
That's,
That's the eclipse. It's gonna be so
you
busy.
won't be able to.
I'm gonna be out,
Yeah, I'm working.
So I'll get that rescheduled,
Yes.
Suzanne.
I hope everyone watched the eclipse.
We're in a meeting for the eclipse.
No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the first.
Or we, maybe the 9th?
I can't do it on the 1st, that's my second surgery. I would like to not miss any more meetings if possible.
Okay.
Could I propose the 9th is a Tuesday or the following Monday is the 15th?
Is,
I think we're out of
still
way.
gonna be too
Yeah,
hot.
that's what
Maybe the
I'm saying.
15th.
They say
Yeah.
they're staying till Monday.
We're not, we want to get everybody out of town before we.
Scoot along.
Yeah.
Well, Monday's the eclipse.
We know 2 or 3 days.
We do the 15th and then that will give us a 2-week countdown before Arbor Day as well.
Oh, okay,
Kind
so
of
that's
all
when
these Zooms.
Okay, so
I was just about to ask, like, is there any printing things?
That's tax day. Just kidding.
So our next meeting is really March 17th at the park, at the Triangle, at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then following board meeting, the full board meeting, make it only if you can, okay? I mean, the tree planting the willow.
Oh, we're gonna get our stuff and they can do theirs when we get my 2 weeks up.
That's what we're doing, yeah.
And, The next
We'll be
board
waiting on the
meeting,
finish
you can
line.
ask for April
We're
15th
down.
at 4:30. And then I'm going to get
And what
binders
time would it be
again
taking me out?
and handbooks.
On the 17th,
Yeah.
Is there anything else?
7:30,
We're
7:45.
gonna ask for April
Maybe
15th?
I'll meet you over there.
Just make
Oh,
it after
well,
meeting.
you know what, if you're gonna come after the planting,
4:30.
Yeah.
No, I
I don't know,
know,
what do
but
you
when are we
Well,
gonna
I don't know
ask?
how long you.
I'm going to ask
Okay.
tomorrow.
Okay, perfect.
yeah,
We'll get that
I'm
one
just
class.
I may.
I'm also getting a permit, park,
I was
for street.
Soil.
Get it correct.
Get the credit.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just meet you over there.
Okay, yeah, 11 o'clock.
If I can have everybody's attention, please.
I don't care. Just go ahead.
Thank you. Let's have just a couple of moments, not even minutes, moments of silence, and see if there's anything else on your mind that the board needs to address before we close. Okay, so this meeting is closing and it is now 6:30 in the evening on March 11th. Thank you.
Yes.
Please resume.
Okay.
Are we off the air?
Yeah.